took a bullet in the back for his pain. He spilled his blood in the dirt and the dust, and he's come back to say what he has seen is hard to believe, and it does no good to just pray. All he asked of us to stand, and we must in this war today. With his mind he's saying no more, with his heart he's saying no more, with his life he's saying no more war.
This is the 10th anniversary of the invasion of Iraq. The Iraq war has not ended for the veterans or for the Iraqi civilians. Today what I'm doing is trying to connect the impact that it has had on the community, specifically here in Texas. We're here at the University of Texas at Austin. I'm representing over 400 Texan veterans that died over the course of the Iraq war. So what I'm doing is that I'm bringing the names, I'm writing them on the whiteboard. As I write the names down, I reflect on my own experience in Iraq. As I go to the middle of the street, as the crosswalk, as everybody's walking across, people are looking at the names. The very next second, they're on with the rest of their lives. They've forgotten about what's occurred. I think that's very telling, and I think that's the reason I chose to do this action, was the fact that just as simply as I write the name, it gets attention for a second, and then I erase it and it's gone from the memory of not only myself, but the public. Same way as I'm standing in the middle of the street for those 15 seconds that the light's red and people are allowed to walk. They see the name, this soldier or this Marine, this airman has been killed, and then the minute they finish crossing the street and the light turns green, they've moved on with their lives, and this soldier's no longer impacted them in any way, shape, or form. But for the veterans like myself, or for the Iraqi civilians that have experienced war, they're going to continue to experience this every single day. I was only in Iraq for 7 months in 2003. I was part of the invasion, and that was it. My war ended. But Iraqi civilians have been living war since 2003. Violence is occurring due to the instability of the government, the instability of the economy. We have studies that show that in Fallujah, newborn babies are being born with deformities because of this depleted uranium and because of the ammunition that's being used by the United States government during the course of the war.
No more eulogizing, no more evangelizing, no more presidents lying, no more war. With our minds we're saying, no more with our hearts we're saying, no more with our lives we're saying, no more war.
I am a member of Iraq Veterans Against the War, and we're against war and against militarism and any society that promotes militarism. My brothers and sisters that are members of the Iraq Veterans Against War are in Washington, D.C. right now in front of the White House bringing a case to the United States government. You know, it's going to be an international initiative. We're working alongside Iraqi civil societies that are trying to better not only the veterans' experience or their livelihood, but also to better the Iraqi civilian livelihood.
I think the facts are pretty clear, right? They say that about 1 million Iraqis have been killed. We went in there, we occupied, we tore up their country. We claimed to do it because there were some weapons of mass destruction. We claimed to do it because Saddam Hussein was oppressive. But we've destroyed their infrastructure, we've destroyed their country. And we continue to occupy it today. I think it's disgusting. I think what Ramon is doing is admirable. I think what he's doing is amazing. For somebody to have gone there and seen the atrocities that the U.S. continues to commit and come back and spread his story and stand up for what he believes in, I think is really great.
So veterans that have experienced war, some come back with post-traumatic stress disorder, some come back with traumatic brain injuries, military sexual trauma, all these issues that personnel that have served overseas have to deal with, and they don't have to deal with it alone. Veterans like myself and others are here to be their support system. We're here to help promote a community that's veteran-based and is veteran-led, and also to try and promote the health benefits for these veterans that are suffering and that have VA disability claims are backed up almost a year, that people file for disability and they have to wait a year because it's the backlog. And what they should be doing is spending money on the personnel that they send to war. You know, they want to support the troops, then support the troops by giving us the care that we need, support the troops by bringing the troops that are in Afghanistan back, support these troops that are suffering, those that are living in poverty now, those that are disabled. You know, there's veterans that commit suicide every day, and this needs to be addressed.
Don't pull that trigger. You don't have to go. Don't have to fight, conquer, kill, beat, torture, scar your own conscience. We'll await you, remind you, tell you what you did at night, and hallucination, broken sleep, and deep sweats, and shattered relationships, and black eyes. It is not business. As usual, you will climb that chair, creep up that ladder, put a rope around your neck, and leap to go back to the way it was. Swallow a shotgun. It will fester, jolt, and choke you. You weren't supposed to be there. Those who sent you won't remember, won't care, won't treat, won't keep promises. You'll die alone, even if surrounded by loved ones. Don't pull that trigger. Step off that ledge. You aren't jumping alone. Pull back, lift that finger, turn in the other direction, walk home. There will be repercussions, but they cannot last forever. That will last forever. That gunshot, that trigger pulled will not end, be amended, not be fixed when you come back a shell of your former self. When the gunshots stop, the gunshots will begin. Refuse to be damaged. Refuse to be pawned. Refuse to serve their agenda. You have a choice. Remember that. Refuse. You can refuse.